Welcome. You're listening to the Disney Twin Podcast. Hi, you're listening to the Disney Twins.
I'm Marianne.
And I'm Ariane.
And this is episode 8.
Yay!
Episode 8.
Yes, 8? Yes! Food! 8. We're talking about food
We are
today.
talking about food.
You guys have, we've had so many requests from you guys, our listeners, saying, we want to know where you guys eat. What are your best...
At Disney, not in our normal
well,
lives.
yeah, we eat
There's a lot of chicken kitchen around here. That's all I can tell you. Starbucks and chicken kitchen. And they have Starbucks at Disney.
They do.
Everywhere now. So we're going to talk about our best eats and our worst eats and some of our in-between eats.
Yes. So for dining in general, though, you want to make sure that if you want to make some reservations, that you're online at 6 a.m. on your computer starting probably at midnight.
Midnight, I think, yeah. And it's 180 days out for booking. Just like, and if you listen to the DVC episode, we talked about, different hotels are obviously more popular for different times of year. Dining is the same way. Be Our Guest restaurant, as an example, which is still fairly new at Magic Kingdom. That is, unless you are, and I actually went to Be Our Guest, it sounds like a joke, with a priest and a military guy, a priest or rabbi, walked into Be Our Guest. No. I went with my father-in-law, who is a priest, Episcopal priest, because he's married and has kids, and our other friend, who is a chaplain in the Air Force. And they were not in uniform. I thought maybe I should have made them come in uniform to try to get reservations at Be Our Guest.
Yeah.
Denied. So you really have to be, for those popular restaurants and anything with character dining.
Even those closest to God can't get in.
Yes, even the priest and the military guy. I'm thinking how much closer. What would I need to bring? Like a baby panda? What do I need to bring? It is a phenomenal experience. Do it, but it's again an alert on your phone, midnight, to go online and make those reservations.
But if you are feeling in a way that you're like, oh man, I didn't book anything, don't freak out. There are fabulous choices.
Oh, plenty of places. Yes.
I actually, just for sake, because we're leaving in 2 weeks to go to our trip for the race, I looked online, and really the only places I couldn't get reservations right now, I even could get hoop-de-doo reservations.
And that for you is basically like the Shroud of Turin.
That is.
The Holy Grail. Did you book it?
No, I didn't.
Okay. See episode 1, Ariane's obsession with Hoop-de-Doo Review. You're talking to a person who has a t-shirt. This is Burdened with Glorious Porpoise, so go ahead.
But I could pretty much, the only places I couldn't get was Be Our Guest, Chef Mickey's, and the Jungle Cruise Skipper Canteens. That's the only one that I could not.
Really? Because other popular ones,
Cinderella's
Royal Table, which is in the castle, it has all the princesses, is quite popular. But, sorry, Norwegian's not my best language, the Akershus Banquet Hall in Norway at Epcot is also princess character dining. So if your little girl is set on having dinner with Cinderella, coming around at the table, and you can't get Cinderella's Royal Table, check Akershus at Epcot, because it books up as well, but it's more available than the
which it
the
was.
Royal Banquet Hall.
So we're going to talk about this. There's different things. Character breakfast we're going to talk about separately.
Yeah, whole other category.
Yeah, but we thought we'd break it down by park. And just kind of tell you which are our favorite places to go. Now, I have to give a disclaimer. It's been about 6 years since we've really sat down and actually gone to a dining location and had dinner. So, a lot of
That's called children, boys and girls.
For me, there have been a lot of restaurants that we've eaten at. So I'm going to try to stay within the last 5 years. Because I have eaten at the Narcosis. We have eaten at pretty much every restaurant in Epcot. We have eaten at the Yachtsman Steakhouse. I'm not going to really talk about those so much because our experience has been
we've been doing it for a long time. Yeah. And if my husband were here and you said Narcosis, he would go tui tui tui, and that is his hands down. Which Narcosis is a fantastic dining experience, but it is hands down his least favorite restaurant. And I asked him why, and he really couldn't tell me. He just had a bad meal and didn't like it. But 20 years ago. And now he's still, I'm like, hey, we should go to Narcosis. No, grumble, discontent. So I know it happens a lot of times with experiences that you have one bad experience and it spoils it for you or makes it so that so I'm going to try to stay away from that myself as well. I will say though, since we're going park to park, Do you mind starting at Animal Kingdom?
Absolutely
the
not.
The one with the least places to eat.
Yes. Well, they actually have a new one that's opening up.
Yeah. When you're thinking about places to eat, obviously you have sort of 3 levels in Disney. You have the quick service, sort of grab-and-go snack kind of places. Then you have the counter service sit-down where you stand in line, go order your food on a tray and go take it. No reservation required. And then you have those reservation restaurants. I have found that Animal Kingdom, and I'm not looking at an actual map, so sorry if I don't have the statistics right on this, but considering the size of the park, it has the fewest places to eat. They have a lot of quick service like the Pizza Safari and the sort of what was once McDonald's, but it's now just McDonald's-like over by Dinosaur Ride.
Yes.
Because McDonald's pulled their sponsorship. But that was, when it was first built, it was a giant, really cool McDonald's that sold hot dogs and things like that. Now it's just a regular hot dog and hamburger kind of counter service. The only sit-down restaurant for quite a while was Yak and Yeti. It's back by Asia, and really good, though. I mean, it was we did sit-down reservations there once. They also have a counter service side that's sort of for lunch. Asian fusion kind of food, but very good, and great service, and cool decor inside.
And they'll have this new place called Tiffin's. Tiffin's will be opening this spring.
Does it say where Tiffin's is?
It does. It's actually going to be where the Discovery Island is. It's a unique dining sit down, and it's gonna like World Traveler. That's their whole concept that they're going with the restaurant.
Yeah, but for the most part, Animal Kingdom has a lot of the grab and go,
and that's where one of our favorite places to eat actually for grab and go is Restaurantosaurus.
Yes.
And I'm kind of really upset because I looked yesterday. The thing that we loved to get was the hot dog with mac and cheese.
Isn't that the one that was McDonald's at one point?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. It's over by, it's past the Dino Dig.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
maybe it was. Okay.
Before Ginny came along, and that was our half day. That was always like our giant fattening meal before we left, which we've since switched. If you heard the first episode, to Garden Grill, so now we have a healthy meal before we leave because we're over 30.
So the Restaurantosaurus, they have this like hot dog with macaroni and cheese, and let me tell you, that was the thing that I was craving during Expedition Everest as I was 6 months pregnant running. That was all I wanted. Was that.
And they play REM's End of the World as we know over and over again. Same restaurant.
But I looked yesterday on the menus because you can go into the My Disney Experience and click on the restaurants, and they have a listing of the menus, and it was not listed on the menu yesterday. So I was like, please tell me that it's not taken off. But they do that. Be prepared. As I always say to my friends, look, I may tell you that there's something fabulous there, but Disney does like to change things up.
And the other sort of sit-down reservation restaurant is Tusker House, which is over by where you board Kilimanjaro Safari.
Is that a character?
It's Safari Donald Duck, I think.
Okay.
I think he's the only character. And it's themed like the Harambe Safari, so it's in that Harambe village. Tusker House has a menu similar to Boma and Jiko, which are both at the Animal Kingdom Lodge. So you have to like African flavors and bison on the menu, that kind of stuff.
So we do Animal Kingdom in the morning early. Usually that's like our half day. We go there first and then we leave. If you are just looking for a quick grab and go, the Joffy's coffee stand has this donut the size of your head. I've got pictures of my kid. She's got this donut.
Huge donut.
So. All right, moving on.
Hollywood
Studios.
Good old Hollywood Studios. I have to say, good old Hollywood Studios. So they have unique dining experiences, but it's not for the food. No. Hollywood Studios, like everything else, is all about acting and entertainment.
Yes. Except for the Brown Derby.
The Brown Derby is phenomenal. Okay, so that's the shishi dining.
The dining areas at Hollywood Studios, I feel, is reservation. You have to. There's only really Pizza Planet. I feel like you can walk in and actually get,
which is being redesigned because it's on that end of the park by Muppet Vision, where they're going to be enhancing, or rather adding on to Toy Story. So the last blog said that Pizza Planet was not going away.
Okay.
It's just going to be slightly different and be expanded as part of the new thing.
Okay, cool.
Some fun eats, though, at Hollywood Studios I do have. I love the ABC Commissary. They have a blue cheese sandwich there that is amazing.
Okay.
And I always look for it, because I'm a big Castle fan. I love Nathan Fillion, so I try to sit by a poster of Nathan.
How can you not, want to sit next to Nathan?
Other place that I like to eat, but I'm the only one in my family that does, is the 50s Primetime Cafe.
So we booked reservations for that in 2 weeks. Because if you like entertainment,
now again, it's not for the food because it's burgers and hot dogs. It's like mom's meatloaf. It's mom's meatloaf food. But basically, the shtick is that you sit in little 50s kitchenettes, and the wait staff basically pick on you the whole time.
Like you're a parent. Almost.
Yes, if you have your elbows on the table, if you don't finish your vegetables.
I told my sister, because she didn't finish her vegetables and she hid it in her napkin. She got sent to the corner. She had to stand up. And then I was sent to the corner for tattling on her. I was like, come on. But that's part of the stick. You want to do that.
Yes, and the best thing to do is to play along. I mean, Ariane and I both are actresses, so there's a temptation to go against, and try to put these people to the test. Don't. They're very good. They're very trained. Yes. Play along and go stand in the corner.
I will have to report on how well we do with the 5-year-olds in 2 weeks at this place because I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, but it's more entertaining for adults because we get it. We get the funny there. And actually one of my favorite places to shop is right when you walk in and you turn to the right to go towards Tower of Terror. There is a villains-themed sweet shop. My mother-in-law discovered the chocolate-covered s'mores.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah, so it's a s'more. So, graham cracker marshmallow chocolate dipped in chocolate.
That's evil.
That is. That's why it's at the Villains.
I love it.
Candy shop.
I'm gonna have to stop there.
And any of the bakery cookies, their fresh baked cookies are amazing.
That's pretty much it. Mama Melrose is okay. To me, it's a regular Italian restaurant. I would rather, if I were gonna go have Italian food, I personally would rather go to Italy and Epcot and have a really nice dinner there.
Yeah, there's also where that Villain Sweet Shop is Starring Rolls Cafe. So sometimes we stop there. But I find that there are times at Hollywood Studios that I feel like nothing's open.
Yeah.
So, and I kind of got
the Starbucks?
No, it's still just Starring Rolls Cafe.
Okay.
It's the Starbucks you pass on the way in on Streets of America on your right hand side.
Okay.
And I think it kind of put the Starring Rolls Cafe out of business a little bit, but it's still there. They stopped serving the ice cream cookie cake though, for which I will never forget.
Dead to me.
Yes.
Dead.
I feel like we should save Epcot for last. But
let's go to Magic Kingdom then.
Let's go to Magic Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom.
So again, as we said, Be Our Guest is an amazing dining experience. I'm glad that I've done it.
If you can get in the door.
Yes, you have to know somebody. You have to actually be a Disney family member. The gray stuff is delicious. You've been there a long time because the Beast comes out about every hour and welcomes you to the castle.
Oh, okay.
And you can go into one side room and take pictures with the Beast. You do not see Belle. Okay. She's next door doing story time with Belle. So if you think you're going to, if your little daughter wants a picture with Belle, this is not the place for that. And he doesn't come around to the tables. He comes in, everybody claps, they play a fanfare, and then he goes into the next room and you can wait in line for pictures over there.
Okay.
The West Wing is amazing because they have the ripped picture and the rose that blooms. But mostly the main dining hall looks like the dance floor in the Beauty and the Beast. Beautifully decorated at Christmas time. That being said, I'll let Ariane go first because she's sitting forward like she's ready to tell her story.
So every time we go, and of course the reason why we go is last minute trips. And if you've listened, that's what we do. You know, I'll figure out, I have a day off, you have a day off, great, let's just go. And so we headed up one day, and it actually ended up being the day that the Diamond Mine official opening was.
Ooh.
So we didn't realize that. So I go over there and I'm like, hey, I'm just waiting in the line, not the line that you have reservations. It's the standby line. So I go up and I'm like, hey, I'm just wondering what it will be for 3 for standby. And she's like, oh, we don't have any available tables right now. And I was like, great, can I get put on a waiting list, or how long would a waiting list be? Now,
she looked at you
as
like
my
you had
husband,
2 heads.
My husband works in a restaurant. I've worked in a restaurant.
Yeah.
I was
he manages a restaurant. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, for 18 years. This has been our life.
This is your business.
We understand restaurants, how they work, how they function. The woman looked at me and said to me, I'm sorry, that's not how we do things. You're going to have to get back in the line and wait. I was like,
Lumiere was not there.
Wait. I was like, I'm sorry. So wait. So if a table comes available for the person behind me, that comes available, that's okay. But the way that they have their standby is you get in line, and by the time you get up, if there's a table available for you, they give you one. If not, sorry, go back in the line and kind of continue on. I was like, this is the silliest way of getting a reservation. Yeah. I kid you not, the woman then said to me, I'm sorry that you have a failure to plan your vacations better.
Oh, snap.
To which I was like, well, we are annual pass holders. We live in the state of Florida. We just decided on a whim to come up. She goes, well, maybe better luck next time. And I walked away at that point. I was like, okay.
They were very nice when we did finally get in.
Yeah, so we have yet to go. That's all I get.
I did make it in, and it was amazing. It's gorgeously, they did a really nice job with the castle.
So we at Pinocchio's house. Which is right next door.
The other just cool places to eat that I feel like we tend to.
No, we really eat at Pinocchio's house.
Oh, I love it there.
No, it's really nice.
Against the window, you can watch the launching of Small World.
It's very nice.
Friar's Nook, we do.
Yes, I had that on my list.
It's got the macaroni and cheese there, and the
roast
hummus.
Beef. The roast beef, mac and cheese. We just on a whim, we were starving. Yeah. And I was like, I walked over here and I'm like, oh, they have mac and cheese. Here, kid. And then I looked and I said, roast beef, mac and cheese. And I was like, I'll take 2 of those too.
Yeah.
And so we ended
up. And
they're
hummus and veggie. I mean, not that you want to pay a lot of money for hummus.
The only problem that I have is that there's really not a lot of outdoor seating there. You kind of have to fight for a table. And you have people just kind of
loitering.
Yeah. It's pretty much that's it.
But I will say for sit down, it is home to my favorite food item of all time, which is the cream cheese pretzel at the lunching pad over in Tomorrowland.
Okay.
Tomorrowland Terrace, which is it's got the 3 bays, like one's
only open during high peak times, and you know it's a peak time when that's open.
Yes, but when it is a peak time and you're like, oh my gosh, where are we going to eat? It's got a lot of seating, and what they've done now, which I thought was a bad idea, but it ended up being another smart Disney idea. Rather than, if you're a big group, say, okay, honey, you hold the table and I'll go get the food. They don't let you do that anymore when it's crazy. You cannot, they seat you, so they've got all the sort of tables curtained off, and an individual waiting, and another one with one of the glow sticks, and you come up with your party, and they seat you.
They do that at Pecos Bill, which I
absolutely love. And it works like
love.
crazy. It's great.
Yeah, I love it.
In the beginning, I'm like, what is this?
Oh, yeah, I know I'm supposed to camp out at my table. Yeah. I'm supposed to have all my accoutrements all over.
It worked like a well-oiled machine. People got up, they bussed the table, they sat us down. It was fantastic. That and Pecos Bill. So that's how you know it's busy, because they're running like that.
Yeah, well, and it's also to keep people that bring their lunches. I mean, you can't bring food into the parks and stuff. So I think it also kind of helps keep those restaurants where there is seating for the people that have purchased food from there to sit, whereas, you can't just come in and camp out with your picnic.
Yeah. Another sort of favorite place of ours to eat is Columbia Harbor House, which is over by...
I can't do that anymore.
Why not?
Oh. I blame Ainsley.
My husband gets the lobster roll. I always get the clam chowder, which is phenomenal. And then for dessert, you just go round the corner to Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, and you get the
and you have the funnel cake.
Yes.
Which is the least healthy thing on God's green earth.
And it's delicious.
It's delicious. They make it with chocolate and powdered sugar and caramel.
Ones.
Yes. Ooh.
Now, Liberty Tree, that was like a staple with my mom. Always wanted to eat.
Where they go, Collins party from the Commonwealth of Florida. And you're like,
we're from North Carolina. We're a Ritchie family from North Carolina.
But they always say what the territory that I'm sorry, it's not a Commonwealth, because it's what it was at the turn of the 1700s. That we are the territory of Florida. Yes. But it's
you're the original colony of North Carolina.
Yes.
And they would sometimes try to put in a Southern accent into it, which I thought was kind of cute and kind of humorous. But.
Our last name is Tobin, but I'm like, one of these days I want to give a ridiculous, like, crazy long last name.
Doofensports.
From the swampland of Florida, where there's gators and just gators, basically, and the St. Augustine. Yes. The fort at St. Augustine. The Tortuga Tavern is over by
Little Hidden Gem.
Oh, okay. Because for me, the Tortuga Tavern is like the Abominable Snowman. I know of it and I've seen it, but I've never seen people eating there.
Because
when is it open?
It's open during peak times.
Okay.
It's got a really small bathroom. that you can go. No, and
it's like an actual ship bathroom.
No, but
like
you don't have to wait to go. So we do Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom, and that's one of the places that people do a lot of trading in there.
Across the street from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah. But it's like indoors, so you can like if you need to cool down. I actually
and it's overflow
moms,
it's overflow seating for Keiko's Spill sometimes.
So breastfeeding though, it's a nice place. She can go play Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom because they have a portal there. But there's a small bathroom, so I always do, when we're over in that area, I always go there to change Maddie. And then when I was breastfeeding, I would go in there, and it's a nice little corner. It's quiet, private, not a lot of people. That's a hidden gem there. Thank you for bringing that up.
No problem.
I didn't have it on my list because it's not open so much.
Yeah.
Just because it is peak time, so when it is peak time that they do have it open, or if there's something going on with Pecos Bill, they'll open it up. So
yeah, I find at Magic Kingdom, I feel like there's plenty of places you turn around and where they don't feed you as much as Animal Kingdom, they feed you constantly at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
My worst eat, my all-time worst eat, also at Magic Kingdom, is the Tomorrowland Terrace, and the dessert party there is amazing.
Oh,
so
have you done it?
I have done it once.
Okay.
Tinkerbell flies right over your head.
Is it worth the money?
Yes, if you get there early enough and you get a seat where you can see Tinkerbell right over your head.
Okay.
Buffet dessert, fantastic. Private viewing. They're starting to do that more at different parks. But the actual counter service that's up behind you is the Tomorrowland Terrace, and that's where we had chicken tenders, which you would think is an innocent meal. And I was chugging for a while.
Oh, no.
My brother-in-law and I, hi John, both had chicken tenders. We were staying for extra magic hours. This is before kids and before he was married. So, quick, we're going to ride Space Mountain 85 times when all the old people go home. And we send the in-laws go off. My husband, my brother-in-law, and I don't even think my husband and I were married yet. So we're kids. We're babies. We're staying out till 4 a.m. Woo! I was almost done with my chicken nuggets. There was one nugget left, which my boyfriend at the time was happy to finish. We'll get there later. So keep that one nugget in the back of your mind. Okay? We go, we're riding everything. We are in line for Space Mountain, about 2 turns of the line up to the front. And I kind of looked at John. John looked at me. I'm like, I don't feel like riding this, man. Do you? He goes, no. We walked all the way up here, but no. You want to turn in? My husband and I looked at the two of us. My husband looked at the two of us like, y'all nuts? So we rode it, but we mentioned we didn't feel like riding it. We were fine. But we said, that's it. This is it. Space Mountain, we were done. We head back. So from Space Mountain to the entrance of Magic Kingdom, we were at the beach club, so we get on the bus to the beach club. Okay, it stops at the yacht club first. So in that amount of time, I have now started to completely kind of food poison pass out, and I'm laying on my husband's lap. My brother-in-law is up against the side of the bus, just green. He doesn't make it to the beach club stop. He gets out at the yacht club, bolts out the door, and upchucks into the valet. The valet, he's like, I'll meet you back at the room. And as we head out, because I at that point, I'm not going with him because I'm going to be sick, but I'm not sick yet, so I'm just staying as still as possible so I don't chuck all over the bus. Yes. And it's 2 a.m, we're the only ones in the bus. So Jonathan takes off and pukes into the valet and walks back.
Marianne, this is not a magical experience.
This is not a magical experience. But it gets better because there is justice and karma in the world. So we get back to the hotel room, and I'm
one chicken nugget.
I'm puking my guts out. My husband, comedian Nathaniel, because we've gone with my mother-in-law. She brings leftovers. She makes. She bakes. Right. So she has made chocolate silk pie. It's amazing. She stews the chocolate, the Girardelli chocolate from scratch. It is the most delicious thing ever. There's an extra piece. So John and I have puked our faces off now, and we're both laying in the 2 beds in the second bedroom, dead. My husband comes in, eating his chocolate pie, and he's like, no, this is delicious. I'm so sorry you guys are sick. I guess I have to eat the last piece. Ha, ha, ha. And he goes into the other room.
Oh my God.
We both look at each other. We're like, oh, jerk, bastard. Cut to about 2 o'clock that morning. I hear the sound of puking in the bathroom and the flushing of toilet. I open my eyes, and I look across at the other bed, and there's John. John looks across at me, and I'm like, I'm not sick. And you're not sick. My husband comes out and he's like, it was that one chicken nugget. Well, we're in the next day because we were all really legitimately food poisoned. But my mother-in-law called. I think that kind of covers Magic Kingdom. So Epcot.
It's just a pantheon of...
It's everything. The only mediocre meal that I have ever had at Epcot, and I was a kid, I know we said we weren't going to go past 5 years, but Restaurant Marrakesh is the sit down in Morocco.
I know it's not been a good thing for me either.
You can sit on the pillows and the spices, and it's they dance, and it's like a festival of the senses. And if you are not used to that, I remember being a little nauseous at the whole experience. The food was fine, but the spices, if you're not used to that. But you can go outside to Tangerine Cafe, which is the counter service, get delicious kebabs.
Okay.
So you can still have a little bit of Moroccan flavor, but not the sort of 100
in your
degree,
face.
yes, in your experience of the everything.
The umbrella, the electric umbrella, I think that's what it is. Once you come in and you go off to the left.
Yeah. That's
like the Cadillac of fast service.
It is, but it's almost a sin to eat there at Epcot.
Right.
Well,
because there's so many great places. I mean, the Land, hands down. If you don't have any reservations and you haven't made any reservations,
the buffet at the Land is
go
amazing.
to the Land, and you can pretty much you walk out and you've got like the little bakery area, you've got your pasta, you've got your
an ahi tuna pasta that's delicious. I don't even like tuna, and I eat that.
Chicken. I mean, I got a baked chicken with like mashed potatoes and corn. It was delicious, and for like $10.
Yes. In fact, you and I have bumped into each other
twice
there. Twice, randomly. Before we did all this podcasting, we were just like, it's Ariane and Kevin.
Yeah.
Oh, the kids. And then let's ride the boats and watch the giant vegetables. But, and we've talked about Garden Grill, which is a great family style with characters. Each of the World Showcase Pavilion have a different place, and they have sit-down restaurants and counter service. So whatever type of food you like, be it Chinese or Canadian or everything in between, they offer. If you want really good Mexican food, the new one that they've built out, which I believe is
called the tequila stands.
Yeah. Well, no, they built out onto the lake. There was just a counter service, a quick service rather, but now there's another sit-down San Angel restaurant that serves more what you would think of as traditional, like tacos and stuff, but sit down, nice, and they have fantastic fireworks viewing.
Okay.
So I've done that more than once. Norway, Kringla Bakery.
I hear that's amazing.
The soft pretzel, it's got glaze and almond. It's amazing.
Really?
That's another stop. When I get my cream cheese pretzel craving, but I'm at Epcot, that's like an appropriate substitute.
Okay.
And when I was a kid, I would just pick the almonds off because I'm like that.
Right.
And I've done the Oktoberfest show. It's fun.
I thought it was fun. You get these big old beers that are about the size of your torso, and then so you try to chug the thing down, which is humorous. Like back in my Karen Walker days, I could do it, but I'm not to that point. So I just get a little thimble of beer now, and
but it's with a show. So that restaurant
get up
has a
and
show.
You go dancing, and they've got like polka playing.
Yes, and they play I forget what it's called, but the Rico They play along, the Alphorns.
Yes.
Alphorns. Another fantastic place to get.
If you're craving a hot dog, though, go to the United States. At that point, during that trip that I told you about, the one where we ate everything, I was like salivating. I just wanted a hot dog from the American Pavilion.
Yeah,
but they do have funnel cakes.
The funnel cakes. I was getting there. I was like, if you're having a funnel cake craving and you're not at Magic Kingdom, it's at the American Adventure.
Japan.
Front. They have two versions, so you can sit at the back and have them cook the food at your table,
like hibachi style,
like Benihana, right? Sorry, no brands.
Yeah.
Or they have the front, which is a
sushi restaurant,
but it's got great fireworks viewing as well. I find that with kids, for the money, so it's considered a fancy sit-down restaurant, you get the most food for the money, and it's a little show. He's cooking right in front of you. They're very good, even better than our local place.
Yes.
So when flipping the shrimp up into their hat and all that kind of stuff.
The volcano.
Oh, my daughter is enthralled. So that's becoming a staple for us when we want to sit down.
You may actually, because we don't have anything for Saturday right now, and we were going to be at Epcot, so I might as well maybe just do that, because she does like the restaurant.
And see if you can get close to fireworks time, because you really can. Okay. They'll come by and say, fireworks start in 10 minutes, and you can just step out and watch.
Actually, I found out, was voted the #1 place to watch illuminations from.
Yes, because it's kind of got a little bit of protection there from the wind. Sometimes if you're on I know wind changes, I'm not a meteorologist, but I find that on the France-England side, you get all the smoke.
You do.
And then you have France. France has Chef de France, which is they have two sit-downs, a fancy one and a fancy one. Okay. More basic of the two is Chef de France. It's much bigger.
Where you can see the little Remy statue, right? They've got little Remy in there, which I think is just worth
Monsieur Paul is hard to find, but when you exit the movie, Impression de France, sorry. It's my favorite pavilion because I studied in France. As you're walking past the ice creams and pastries, which I'll talk about that in a second because it's all redone, there is a secret private door, and you see the sign from Monsieur Paul, and it's upstairs above Chef de France. And it's chic. It's a small restaurant, and it's very expensive. Okay. When you exit the Impression de France movie, previously the pastry shop was of course very popular, and they had ice cream in there too, and they had lines out the door. Now they've remodeled that, not that recently, but if you haven't been in a couple years, they were really smart. So the pâtisserie, which is all the pastries, right as you exit where the gift shop is, they've built a new section, and it has a double buffet style line.
Oh, okay.
They don't have a lot of seating still because space is a premium, but at least it doesn't feel like the line is out the door, down the hall, down the path, Right. And as you exit the movie, it's just people waiting in line. Then, where the old pâtisserie used to be is now a glacerie, which is an ice cream shop. And they sell hand-scooped ice cream, which is amazing. So when you have that sweet tooth, Norway or France, which are opposite the lake, are places to stop for that little jolt of sugar.
And then for England, because that's
skip England.
Chips are good. I mean,
the
fish and chips pub is always hard to get in because it's packed. But you can grab a Strongbow, a glass, and you can just keep moving. The place there is the Yorkshire, the fish and chips, which is a stand outside. I know they serve fish and chips at the Rose and Crown pub also. But frankly, the Brits are not known for their cuisine, so so you just kind of keep walking,
walk past them, and see the
Canadians.
If the World Showcase players are doing their grill, then you stop and watch that.
They're not there anymore. Maybe rest in peace.
For our friends that used to do that show. And then the last pavilion is Canada, which I talked about. Le Cellier, the cream, the soup, the cheese soup is phenomenal, and the steak is fall off the bone, but it is very overpriced.
And a skillion, which is a dessert wine that you can get, which costs like $50 for like a small glass, but it's amazing. So if you're definitely there, check that out. I don't know if that was circa 2003.
And it kind of like Monsieur Paul's, I feel like the atmosphere is very upscale in Le Cellier, but I felt more comfortable taking my child in Le Cellier than Monsieur Paul's, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I will say though, with Le Cellier, the menu it's delicious. It's a bit limited, and definitely the steak is the star of the show. You can tell that by the price.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So even though I had poutine, which is yummy and really bad for you, I ended up wanting a bunch of bites of my husband's steak and risotto because it was like melts in your mouth.
But we cannot discount the whole. Now the Food and Wine Festival, you have all those kiosks. They have holidays around the world, so they have like little eating stations around at Christmas time to where you can get food that would be like holiday treats that you would have, or the Flower and Garden Festival. So if you definitely go during those festival times as well, be sure to get those food because it's only here for a limited time.
And that like the filet mignon and the cream cheese soup in Canada are part of the kiosk. A lot of the country kiosks that it's the kiosk of a country that is also a pavilion there. They basically just bring the greatest hits of the menu in tapas form out there.
That's nice. Yeah.
So when we first went to Food and Wine, we were going to just do like Greece and Belgium and all the other countries, which are both personal favorites, the gyro in Greece and the waffle of Belgium. But we found though that it's like, well, you know what? I feel like I haven't been to Le Cellier, but you can go to the kiosk and have a little mini Le Cellier in your hand.
All right, so that's it, ladies and gentlemen. All of our best eats and some of our worst experiences at the Walt Disney World Parks.
So we'll have another episode dedicated to all of the fabulous eating experiences at the hotels, the new Disney Springs, some character breakfasts, and we'll talk about the other stuff, lots and lots of other things.
And if there's a restaurant that we didn't talk about, please be sure to let us know, and maybe we can go and check it out.
Yeah, we'll have show notes on our blog, which is thedisneytwins.wordpress.com.
And you can also follow us on Instagram at _Disney_twins.
I am Marianne.
And I'm Ariane.
And we're the Disney Twins.
Bye. Have a great day.
Bye. You've been listening to the Disney Twins podcast.
All show notes and information are available at our blog, thedisneytwins.wordpress.com.
Thanks for listening, and be sure to join us for our next episode. I'm Marianne.
And I'm Ariane.
And we're the Disney Twins.